Hi, it's Tanya with Red Cardinal Crafts, and today I'm doing a follow-up video to my knitting, crochet, and tatting video that I did. I went yesterday to our little fabric store that we have in town. It's called Ouija Fabric and Accessories. It's downtown here. It's a tiny little shop, but my goodness, she has a lot of stuff in that store, and all very organized, and she has a lot of stuff, but I just couldn't find the exact needle. So I bought this. It's a weaving needle. It's not exactly the right thing, and what's happening is it's making my stitches really thick, which is it's okay, it's a good look, so I'm going to keep it because if I'm doing something that I want fairly thick, it would be good. But I was trying to do something more along these lines and make it a little bit finer. So to do this one, I used the little needle that I use for scrapbooking. Now I've had this for years and I use it with my cross-stitch floss if I'm doing stitching or whatever on my cross-stitch or on my scrapbook pages. So she had some of those. I might go back and get some more, but there is another store called Betty's Needle Crafts. It's out in St. George's here, and poor Betty, she passed away recently, but there is someone else running the store. So I'm gonna see if they have the needle I'm looking for. They're unfortunately closed on Monday, so I couldn't get out there yesterday. So yeah, so I'm getting there, I'm learning. So anyway, I just gotta get a proper needle because these ones they're just a little sharp. Now the girl in the video that I was watching, she says that she blunts the ends a little bit, so maybe that's just all I have to do because once you get going I just don't want to stab myself. The other thing I wanted to show you, I showed you this is my little twisty scarf, and I started my other one the other day. These are great. They only take a day to do. And it's a great little project if you're just on the go and you just want something quick, or you're traveling in the car and you just want something kind of mindless to work on. But I was working on this last night, and let's see, I have this much more to go and only this much yarn to do it with. I ran out of yarn. I knew I was probably going to need 3 balls. Probably because it says that in the instructions, but I found that yarn and I loved it so much and I could only find 2 balls, so it's my own fault. What I could do is take this last section out and use another color yarn, or I'm just going to go on the hunt today and see if I can find it. It's this yarn, it's the Sugar and Cream Twists, and this one's called Barnboard Twists. So I gotta find it. It's not going to be the same dye lot, but what can you do? I think it's so mixed that you're not going to notice anyway, which is what I'm hoping. If not, I saw a ball of it on Amazon. I'll just have to order it from there and ship it. The other thing I'm going to do is show you how to make it. Because I was talking to my sister and she's like, oh, I'd love, you know, to have a little craft or something to do. Her daughter dances and she's like, oh, it'd be great to have something to work on while she's waiting for her at dance class. So this is the magazine that I got the pattern from. It's Crochet Today. This is the July-August 2012 edition, and this is on page 1415, and it's a little coral necklace. Now they use a certain type of yarn, and it's smaller. My scarves are turning out quite thick because I'm using yarn based on the color that I like, as opposed to the kind I'm supposed to be buying. And they put little beads on the end of theirs. I didn't do that, and I'm not going to, but that's fine. You can manipulate it the way you want. So here it shows the type of yarn that you're supposed to use. The red heart and soul, and it's supposed to be 50-gram balls. And now see, no, look, see, it says 2 balls of yarn. So see, I wasn't completely crazy, but because my yarn is bigger, I used more, whatever. Okay, so here's your crochet hooks. You need size F5, 3.75 millimeters, and if you're wondering what that will look like, here it is. Here you get the little crochet hooks, and it'll have the numbers right there on your hook. And the other one you need is this one, which is a little bit smaller, and it's the E4-3.5 millimeters. Okay, so those are the hooks you need, and then it'll show you the beads that you need and how many beads and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go right to the instructions here, which is this. Very simple instructions for this project, and it says with the smaller hook you're supposed to chain 252. So For the purposes of this video, I'm using my giant Mangasika 10mm hook, just so you can see what I'm doing. So I just have a ball of yarn here. If this is like your first time doing crochet or anything like this, when you get your ball of yarn, you're going to see a strand of yarn just kind of floating around the outside of your package. Don't grab that. Always grab from the middle of your ball of yarn. It may come out in a big lump like this, but guaranteed you will have the end of the yarn somewhere. Okay? And then your yarn will just pull after that part from the middle of your ball. Okay, and it might come out in a big blob, but that's okay. Don't panic. Okay, so to start crochet, you just wind it around your finger, and then you push the yarn through the back there, and then just grab it with your hook. Like that. Okay, did we get that? I'll do it one more time. Okay, so you get your end, you wind it around your finger, and then you start to push this through the back of the loop there. So you push it through like that, and then you just grab that loop with your hook. Okay, so it goes on your hook like that. Excuse me. And then just snug it right up like that. So now to do a chain, crochet is all about making chains. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab, I've never worked with a hook this big. Okay, you're going to grab your yarn like that, and you're going to pull it through your chain like that. You know what, that's too thick. Let me grab another needle here. I need a somewhat big one so that you can see what I'm doing, but not like so huge that it's crazy. Okay, here's red. Alright, this one is actually, let's see, it's I9-5.50 millimeters. Okay, so you're going to wind around, and you're going to bring that loop up, like that. Okay? So to chain, you just hold on to that little tail that's hanging there with your thumb and your finger, and you're going to put your hook around that yarn and pull it through the loop. And that's it. There's one chain. You're going to grab it and pull it through. There's two chains. Now I'm making this really nice and loose just so you can see the chains and see what I'm doing. Okay, so you just keep doing that. Pull it through, around, pull it through, around, pull it through, and you just keep going. So for this pattern, you're supposed to chain 252 little chains. So if you're just starting out, go lock yourself in the bathroom or something till you get this done, because if you have small kids, they will come and interrupt you and you will lose track of what you're doing. It has happened to me before. Okay, so here's all your chains. Fun! Okay, so now the instructions say you want to do, so this is what you did. You just did the chains, so we only did a few, but you're going to do 252 chains. Then row 1 says HDC in the second chain from the hook and each chain across. So HDC stands for half double crochet, and you're going to start in the second chain, that's CH, from the hook and each chain across. Okay, and you're going to do that till you get to the end. So this is the first chain from the hook, this is the second chain, so there's where we're going to go. But instead of just going straight into that chain, we're doing a half double crochet, and in order to do that you wind around the yarn, around the hook first, and then you go down in that second chain, whoops, down in the second chain. See what I did there? I went down through both loops like that. You're not supposed to. You're only supposed to go down through that one strand right there. Okay, so you go wind around and go down to that first chain, and you've got 3 loops on your needle. You're going to wind the yarn around excuse me, and bring it up through, and now you still have the 3 loops on, and then you're going to wind around and you're going to pull through all 3 loops. And if you do your stitches somewhat loose like this, it's going to be easier to work with. So for right now when you're practicing, that's the easiest thing to do. Now you got to go down through the next chain, but Okay, well, which one do I go down through? You don't go down through this one. You've just come up through there, and you can tell because these stitches are wound around that loop now. Okay, so we want to go down through this one. So you wind around, because we're doing half double crochet. Don't go down through that, we've just been through there. You go down through this next one, pull one up, and then go around and pull it through all three again. Okay, and now you've just made 2 half double crochets. You can see there's still business going on in that chain, so we're going to go down through this one over here. So wind around, go down over here, pull one up, and then pull through all 3. Okay, and you can see it's starting to make something. So around. Now which chain do we go through? We don't go through this one because you can see that there's a loop coming off of that. We want to go down through this next one here. So you can go down through, pull up, and whatever I do when I pull up, I kind of wiggle it a little bit and then pull through. Around. Don't go through that one. You want to go down through the next one. Go down and pull up and pull through all 3. Okay, so we're going to keep doing that till we get to the end. I'm just going to just keep going here. This is not at lightning speed, but you will get going a little bit faster, and you will learn which stitches to go down through. So I'm just going to go to the end so we can go on to our next section here. And you can see it's building like a little, it's almost like a little ladder going all the way along. And really, it's yarn, so if you screw up, you just take it out and you start all over again. Just rewind the video and try again. It's yarn. Nothing's going to happen. If you knot it up really crazy, there are scissors and you can cut yourself out of your mess and start over. Now we're getting to the end here, and I've got 1 chain left at the end, and then there's my knot. So I'm just going to go around and go through there like that. Okay, so there's our first row of half double crochet. So now the instructions then say chain 3 and then turn. So let's do that. So we haven't turned our work yet. So we're going to chain 3. Well, you know how to chain because we just did it, and make sure you're not using the tail. You're using this part here. So we're going to chain 3. So we go 1, 2, 3, and then we turn our work. So we're just going to flip it and we're going to head back in the other direction. Okay, so chain 3 and then turn, and then it says change to a larger hook, which I'm not going to bother doing right now, but you would. And then it says do 2 double crochets in each half double crochet going across. So when it says do it in each half double crochet, these are all the half double crochets you just made. So you can see that there's a series of chains again. And to be honest, once you get going, these are easier to figure out where you're supposed to put your hook as opposed to the first row. Okay, so now we're going to do double crochets. So we're going to do 2 double crochets in each hook. So this, hang on, this chain coming up is counting actually as one of our double crochets because we're supposed to have 2 stitches coming up in each thing. So I'm going to go around to do a double crochet. I'm going to go down in the base right here where we came up for the chain. To do a double crochet, you come through like you did with the half double crochet, but this time you're going to go through again and come up through 2 of the strands, and you're left with 2 strands on the hook, and then you're going to come up through those 2 strands, and then you're left with 1 on the chain, on the needle. Okay? So now we're going to go down in through here, so those are on that loop there. We're going to go down through this next chain right there. So this stuff's coming up, we're going to go down through here. Okay? I think. Wait now. Yeah. So now we're going to do 2 more double crochet. No, sorry. Look, see? I was wrong. Business stuff coming up out of here. You can see that there's threads coming up over there, so we're going to go down through this chain here. Okay, so you're going to wind around. You're going to go down through that chain, pull one up, around, pull through 2, around, pull through 2. And it says to do 2 of those in there. So we're going to go around, we're going to go back down through here, because they're basically getting wound around on this loop of yarn right here. So we got to do 2 in that same area. So we're going to go around, pull through 2 of them, and then pull through 2 of them. So you can see that this first, that chain of 3, and then, hang on, that chain of 3, and then that first double crochet, so those 2 are together there, and then we've done 2 double crochets, and you can see where they're hooked on that little loop there, so there's 2 double crochets. Now we're going to do it again. Now there's the business section there, that's where we did those, so we're going to go around, and we're going to go down through here, because this is, hang on, you getting that? This is the loop here, and that's the string that they're on, so we need the next section of stuff to be right on this loop here, on this next loop over. So we're going to go around, we're going to go down through there, pull up, pull through 2, pull through 2, around, down through the same hole because we've got to make 2 on there, pull up, through 2, and through 2. Okay, so see how it's working out? We got 2 little things on this loop, 2 things on that loop, 2 strands on that loop, and so on. So we're going to go finish to the end, 2 and 2, down again, 2 and 2. And the next chain, 2 and 2, down through the same hole again. So you'll get faster with it as you go. This is going to start to twist and curl because it's because now you're making more loops on the chain. It's not just going straight across in a line. You're starting to kind of make these little fan shapes at the top. So as you go and the longer it gets, it's going to start to curl. And I'll get us to the end here, and then we'll turn and I'll show you how to do the final row, and then that will be it. But it's just practice. I've been doing this for years. I'm not Speedy Gonzales here, but you do get going a little bit faster. And I'm going to show my kids how to do this next, because I find it easier to work with the one needle. You get cramps in your hands after a while because your hands are kind of like they're doing this whole weird hold the yarn, hold the needle thing. Nope. If you mess up, just pull it back out, start over. That's a great thing about yarn. You can fix it. My kids do that with their knitting. They panic and they say, oh my gosh, I had 15 stitches on my needle and now I only have 14, or I've got 22, and it's no big deal. I mean, they panic when I have to take it out and take it apart for them, but you can fix it. Once in a while you get a little lump of yarn. Okay, so we just keep going to the end. See, you can see it's starting to twist around, and I find it doesn't really twist till the last row. So if it's just sort of twisting and it doesn't look like this yet, don't panic, because you just haven't finished it. You just haven't done all the stitches yet. And then we go in the last chain at the end here, do 2 more. Okay, so we're at the end. And now we go back in and do row 3, and that says chain 3, which we did at the other end, and then turn, and then it says 2 double crochets in the next stitch. And then after that we're going to do 3 double crochets in each stitch across. Now the reason we're only doing 2 at the beginning is because that chain that comes up counts as one of those 3 things. Okay, and then your last row is going to be stringing the beads, which I have not done, so I'm not going to do that part. Okay, so we're going to chain, so we haven't turned our work yet. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to turn our work, and we're going to do double crochets again. So we're going to go down through that loop there, around and down again through the loop, and it's just double crochet again. So once you get that figured out, that's all you're doing for the 3 rows. So there's your 3 stitches in that one loop. You're going to go around, sorry, you're going to go back down, and go down through this next chain, come up, we've done 1, go down in there again, we've done 2, and down in there again, and do 3. So there's your next 3 double crochets on that one loop. Then we're going to go down through in here again. Okay, so you're not going to go in through this loop anymore, you're going to go down in through this chain here. Okay, and you do it again. And that's all it is. It's very repetitive. But I love doing this when I'm watching TV, because if my hands are doing this, they're not in a bowl of chips. I like to snack, and it's not good, so if I do crochet, it keeps my hands busy. And I had my kids at the pool the other day, and I just had this in my little knitting bag, and I just sat and worked on this, on my my carnival twisted one. And it's mindless, you just keep going, and it goes really fast, and you can see it's starting to curl even more. So that is crochet, and that is the little twisty scarf. So keep going, have fun with it. You will pick up your speed after a while. Don't panic, it is yarn. It can be fixed. So there you go, just keep going, and it'll eventually turn into this. So this is, you can see this is my first chain row. This was the next, this was the half double crochet row, this was the double crochet row, and this was the next row of double crochet. And that was it. And then it just twists and turns. Done. Simple. Alright, so go get some yarn. You need 2 hooks, the larger one and the smaller one. And look, I mean, this is working with this hook and this yarn, so just find 2 hooks that you like if you don't want to follow the pattern exactly, as long as they're 2 different sizes, because you use the smaller one for the first, what is it, the first row or the first 2 rows? You use it for the chain, and you use it for the first row of HDC, the half double crochet, and then you switch to the large hook to do the double crochets. So there you go, there's your project for today. Have fun with that. Hope that wasn't too confusing. Okay, thanks for watching, see ya. Hi, I'm back. Sorry, I just wanted to show you that if you do get into a mess and you're lost and you don't know what you're doing, just pull it out. It's okay. Nothing bad's going to happen. So if you pull it, say you just screwed up that one stitch, it'll stop and you'll see your loop. If you need to go back any further, you can see how it sections off into 3, 3, 3. But say you had to go all the way back to here. That's fine. Just pull it out until you can figure out where you're going. Okay, so let's say we just had to stop there. Just put your hook back in, and then your loops are a little stretched now because we've been using those. So just go in and do your 3 double crochets. Okay, and then you can get caught back up again. So no worries, it's just yarn. As long as you can make something that looks similar to this, it's okay, no one's going to know the difference. Because once it's like this, how do you know if I've missed a stitch or not? Like, really? Does it matter at that point? Like, so just try it, it's fun, it's good. You'll like it. And then I'm going to do another lesson on that hobo bag that I was making yesterday. and we'll get into knitting and I'll show you how to do that. Okay? All right. See ya. Hi, I'm back and I'm excited. I went to Gibbons Company, which is where we have our little yarn store, and look what I got. I got all my yarn. It was $3.50 each. I got 6 of them for a total of $21 because we don't have tax here. And you're not going to believe this. It's the same code number. It's the same die lot number, I think. Hang on, where'd it go? No idea. I gotta double check it, but I think it's the same die lot number. So I'm very excited about that. And I think I'm going to make another one that's a little bit longer. I mean, this one's cute and everything, but I think I'm going to make one that's a little bit longer, and I'm going to make one for my sister because I love her. All right, so, oh, I shouldn't have said that because now she's going to see that. Anyway, okay, Annette, I'm making you a scarf. Okay, bye.